So we also wanted to share with you kind of our experience in the project because we have narrowed down those three songs that I'd mentioned, and one of them is done. Nation is done. Blue Crush is changing, so we're changing the second half of it, and we're getting more of what I feel like matured in that. There'll be like kind of a sing-song part, and there might be some a cappella part, and it's just more mature, I would say, for it. And then His Kingdom Come as well as we just got done writing 98.7% of the song. So all we have left is production and background dynamics and things like that. So during this process that we've been roughly meeting about once a week for about 5 months. And we're gonna take a little bit of a break and then get back at it hard. But I know that Tammy, myself, and Abe are anxious to kind of share with you where we're at now.
This time around, it seems a lot easier to be a part of that process, and I'm starting to get ideas, maybe that I didn't get a long time ago. And even for my own self as a drummer, I'm starting to hear things a lot clearer. I would have ideas in my head, and then I'd be able to get them out and try them out. Maybe a lot more easier and freer. You know, I'm more free to do that now than I was before, and I think back then it was just insecurity. So I think something that's changed is having more confidence, and to even say that now is a huge thing. And I mean, these guys have been great in, helping nurture that for me too, but I think confidence plays a big part in it, and just being okay with where I'm at and who I am, and expressing myself and being free to express in a safe environment. Meaning, I can get out there and sometimes sound like crap, but everyone's okay with, we're just having a good time. And I've always had a lot of fun with the group. It's been really fun getting back into things, and of all the music that I've done, I've been involved a lot of times in church music, which isn't bad, but with this group, it's something really special to me, and so I have a lot of fun, and that hasn't changed. In fact, it's just grown. I have so much more fun.
You talked about how and I witnessed that too, is that you're definitely way more in tune with your feelings and what you want to say than you were in the past. I think we all are, but especially you, like you talked about, you're free, you have confidence now, and you interject. You're like, I like it when we do this. Can we do that? I mean, there's more, especially when it comes to songwriting, or hey, can we do that again? I want to try something. Versus before, you could tell you get stuck. I want to try it, but I don't know if I can. And now you're just getting after it, and you're doing it. And it sounds great. It sounds really good. I can't wait for everybody to hear it. But can you talk a little bit what changed? What was the motivating, I guess, concept that you got a hold of that said wait a second, I'm worth my weight of gold, or I can contribute this, and I have whatever. Did you just become a better drummer and that gave you confidence, or was it just what was it?
It's been a long process. I'm in my 30s now. I started when I was 15-ish, and I think just as time went on, I got really insecure about being able to drum, and I was comparing myself to other people, or people comparing me to other people, and just never feeling good enough. But I think as I'm going through life and I don't know, I really think that God has shown me that what He's given me is a gift, and that I can accept it and embrace it, or I can just put it aside and just let it go to waste. And I certainly don't want to do that, but I think along the way I've really had to learn to love myself. And I think that's where a lot of that confidence came from, is being okay with who I am, knowing that I'm not this super flashy drummer, but people may have good technical skills, but if their heart's not in it, there's something missing. And I feel like I'm able to put my heart into things and it translates in the music that I play. And realizing that and also being okay with it and learning to love myself in that, I think has really changed my outlook on how I play and how I look at myself. And so I think learning to love myself and, God showing me that has really changed me as a person. And I think that shows in how I play drums now, that I think it's, I don't just discount myself as much anymore.
That's awesome.
It's knowing that I actually have something to give and just pushing it out there and like, this is what I got.
Yeah, and being okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. You don't have to win any awards, and you don't have to be diving in dumpsters. You're good with. You got a little bit of bad, a little bit of good, and it's fine. I'm okay with me. I also feel like there's a little bit of like self-love that you've done as well, like because it sounds like you're aware of your limits. When I hear you talk about other drummers, maybe they're more technical, maybe they're, and you realize that you were full of like the ego of like comparing and contrasting versus others versus just loving and enjoying your gift and just where you're at. And one of the cool things that I really enjoyed what you said was that you can have all that technical ability, but if you don't basically have passion, if you don't have that love, it doesn't translate. And I think like I've been caught up at times in my life, and I've been like, well, wait a second, I don't even want to play music anymore, because the reason why I play is for that love, is for that experience. It fills me up, that wonder, right, that mystery, and so it's really cool to hear you say that. Same question, different person.
I guess for me, I think a little bit for me is taking that backseat approach when it came to songs that I didn't necessarily write. I guess part of my gift in songwriting is being able to establish the meat of the song as far as getting from verse to chorus to bridge to outro. Yeah, so I was kind of in limbo. I felt like, looking back as I think about it, limbo of being a co-writer of a song and then having to take the back seat on others and trying to write. And fast forward to now, I still have that gift of piecing together songs, but I feel more whole in the band writing songs together. I don't feel like I have to play necessarily start to finish anymore, or I don't feel like I have to be the one driving the song. And it's more of a collaborative effort, and it takes a lot of weight off of my shoulders that, not that I am actually carrying the band through the song, but I feel like I have to carry the band through the song. So, I can show up where I need to show up in the song writing process. For example, on His Kingdom Come, I did help write the majority of the song, but there's, a part where going from pre-chorus to chorus, working with Dennis and Tammy, kind of ironing that out. So, just with me, it's kind of on the same lines as Tammy, finding that confidence and just enjoying what I'm playing. Not second guessing myself. It's not that I don't play bad stuff, it's I don't get bent out of shape when I do play bad stuff. That was my setback a lot, was I'd just beat myself up and get down on myself because I wasn't able to contribute to the band, or so I thought. But it's just a bad riff or a bad note or bad timing, whatever it is. It's not that I'm not a good guitar player, it's just, it didn't work, and it's okay. you know, it wasn't my time to contribute. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't my time to take the song to where it needed to go. I can still be a support to the rest of the people that, you know, are leading the way in the song. So I guess just having that wisdom for me now, knowing where to step in and where to step back, and, you know, I don't have to have the spotlight. You know, it's just, I enjoy playing with, you know, everyone in the band, and that's just my goal in this, is just to have fun and write good music, and, you know, so that's kind of where I'm landing at right now, as far as writing and being a part of this, you know, project that's, you know, bigger than me.
Too, like, you know, I've witnessed a growth as well, like just like viewing Tammy, but also viewing you. In the past, you kind of felt like you had to be the rock star. You know, you kind of felt like you had to kind of bring that vibe, and then when we would play something that maybe wasn't rock stars, but maybe had some depth or artistic stuff, you kind of felt like, where am I? I'm lost. And like, when that happens now, you jump right in and you enjoy it. You don't have to, you can hit a wrong chord, a wrong note, and you're still fine with it. And you play beautiful stuff too as well. It's been really encouraging to hear you and John mesh well together and just kind of go off and play, and you and then Tammy and Nick join in, and, you know, myself too. But it's been really cool to watch that. And I don't, in the past, I felt like I'd have to kind of look at you and encourage you or do something, you know, and I don't do it. It's like, it's not my responsibility to do that, you know. Just like you said, you have your part, I have my part. And I've noticed that we've all grown and matured and become more stable in those ways.
Mhm.
But that's one of the ways, you know, we are talking about you, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'm in the middle.
But you definitely become just a mature guitarist in person. So
Yeah, I will say it was really hard to switch out of the rock star mode, because on the outside that did sound good, it did sound appealing, and at least to me, and my background in being in bands is rock, metal, so that's where I would navigate towards with the music, 'cause that's what I was most comfortable with. But now I'm a lot more open to other forms of music having the same level of rock stardom, I guess, feeling, and just really enjoying Jonk complimenting, you know, what we do. 'Cause I think he stayed on his side and I stayed on my side, and we never actually talked, and so now we're talking, and now we're, you know, being more open to each other, and letting the sound be what it is, rather than we need to be more like what Jonk's doing, or we need to be more like what I'm doing, and sounds amazing to me.
it does sound amazing. I kind of feel for you guys. Not so much. I mean, looking back now, not so much now because that's not a problem now. But before, I was so wrapped up in just me and the band's success that I didn't really. That would be really hard. Yes, you know I was. Yeah, that would be really hard to have like two vocalists up there, and they're both like jamming good. Like, you know what I mean? I'd be like, okay, where do we go from here? You know what I mean? Or like two drummers or something. You know what I mean? It's difficult, but in bands they do it the most. You know, they will have two guitars because guitar, it's a very, you know, guitar driven music industry. Well, at least for rock and roll. Yeah. Good.
Good. How about you, Dennis?